Hello, welcome to the Vigilance Committee. Today we are going to be featuring Lincoln Square Leonidas, and I understand he's in the chat. Just want to say real quick though, before we do our intro, flex your freedoms. It can beat you any day in a shootout, and I'm going to prove it here in a few minutes. Here we go.
Hey, I do want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your week to spend, the next hour or so with us.
The first one I'm going to present here. This is going to be the proof that my fellow 11 Bravo, well, I don't know if he was an 11 Bravo, but I am infantry, or was infantry. So there's nobody that can beat infantrymen in shootouts. So we're going to prove it right here, right now. Here we go.
All right, nerds. I'm the best with the Glock.
Infantry versus engineer.
My name is Giovanni Giorgio, but everybody calls me Giorgio.
Look at myself in the mirror. I just want to see clear. Look at myself in the mirror. I just want to see clear. Look at myself in the mirror. I just want to see
All right, nerds. I'm the best with the Glock, and I'm going to be shooting a Glock 30 yards away.
That was funny. That was funny. They were both fake on that. And I think I just erased one of the videos that I wanted to play too. So, but we'll start with this first one here. This is where it all started 4 years ago, I think. Let me see here. I forgot to look up to see how many years you've been doing this, but I think this is where it all started. And I'm going to go ahead and present it. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Flex Your Freedoms won the challenge, or was it Lincoln Square Leonidas? Put a 2 in the chat if you believe it was him. All right. Now we're going to get to something a little more serious here. Here we go. Let's go big. And play.
Iraq war vet, wounded warrior, and retired defense contractor.
This March in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, I was stabbed in broad daylight with dozens of witnesses on video, and it was covered up by the Pennsylvania State Police
and Adams County District Attorney Brian Sinnott.
My assailant is a repeat offender local crony with a record of reckless behavior. To protect my assailant, Trooper Cameron Beck took a day to file his report, to write it backwards, to engineer the legality of his crony pulling a pistol on me and then chasing me down and stabbing me. That's right. After I disarmed this guy, who's a repeat firearms offender, knocked the rounds out and ran away, he chased me down with 2 knives and stabbed me. But I fended him off with a cigarette butt holder until the cops got there, and they charged me for attacking him with the cigarette butt holder. Look.
The trooper states As Bilsma was walking away from Kessler, Kessler begins to follow him with 2 knives in his hands and initiates another altercation. Bilsma then grabs a cigarette butt holder and begins hitting Kessler in the head area as Kessler stabs Bilsma in the left arm.
That's right. They charged me with aggravated assault, a felony. Total amount of time I could have been in prison was 30 years on these charges. The DA offered me a plea that if I didn't testify against his crony, they wouldn't charge me with the 30 years of charges. That's right. I paid $8,000 in hospital bills and court costs, facing 30 years and a felony to get stabbed in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. All backed up by the Pennsylvania State Police
and Adams County District Attorney Brian Sinnott.
They drew first blood!
You want to hear the best part? My assailant asked for and received by the district attorney accelerated rehabilitative disposition,
which in the state of Pennsylvania is reserved for first-time nonviolent offenders, 90% of which are DUI cases. My assailant, Glenn Kessler, has a firearms conviction from 2 years ago that he pled down to. If the DA got him off scot-free for stabbing me, what did he actually do to plea out for a firearms conviction?
This guy is straight up pistol power drunk. And it's why I took it away from him after he got out of his car to call me a hard ass and run up to me and choke me and say, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" But there are more details I don't wish to divulge right now. Needless to say, what I relayed to the investigating officer was not put in his report. And he's not even charged with stabbing me. His story to the growing-ass district attorney was that he had egress to his vehicle and he was gonna shoot me, but decided not to and removed the rounds, at which point I took the pistol and ran away, but he was concerned that I was going to hurt someone with the pistol, so he had to dig through his truck and grab 2 hunting knives, chase me down to stop me, at which point I attacked him with a cigarette butt holder. After the DA was offering me a $700 fine as opposed to 30 years in prison for not testifying against his buddy, I took the plea and was just going to settle suing for the video. However, the district attorney's suppressing it. I can't find an attorney to put money in their hands to start a case so I can start discovery and subpoena the video.
But the fact remains.
Question. Did he ever get the video? I just had that question on that because the video would be the bomb. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to show this because it kind of shows you
No,
already.
whoops, sorry. No, he did not get the video.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to show how his local tyrants there, basically, how they screw over people, and that floored me right there. I mean, this guy attacked him.
Well, and this, like he says, is a complete conspiracy. But this was his first video, so this was probably what made him actually really look into his officials and started bringing it to light.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's always a story of why our boots on the ground become auditors and activists in the first place is because of things like this, the cronyism within our government. So I'm not going to play that whole thing there. I'm going to let it finish right there. And I want to play a different one.
Well,
here now.
before you play that one, even though we know that he's shadow banned, I do want to let everyone know, y'all, if you want to watch the rest of it or to watch the rest of any of the other videos that we're sharing tonight, please go to Lincoln Square Leonidas's channel, hit the like, share his story out and subscribe to him. He can use all the help that we can get.
Yeah, be sure and share all of his whole channel, everything. So this next one is one that he sent us, and I'm pretty sure he wants to get this one out there. So it's a relatively new one, and it has to do with this postal worker here, and this is a hidden camera. And I believe it's this package here that he wants to get out, and he'll explain it here.
Manually enter it. That almost prevented me from mailing a Supreme Court appeal. You're just going to shrug your shoulders at it? Hi, a minute. Are you the postmaster? I am. Oh, okay. Tag.
How can I help you, dear?
Lincoln Square, Leonidas. I should have a card for you. Look on my website. You'll see Mr. Safi on there not doing a manual entry, and then me needing to pull out my phone to record him to force him to do it. You'll see it. Thank you, Mr. Safi.
Welcome, sir.
Y'all just watch some of the highlights to come. Obviously, there's some backstory here. Last week, the clerk you just saw maliciously tried to stop me from mailing a Supreme Court appeal. Is there an override? And he refused to speak anytime I whip my phone out to start recording his errors. That's the issue. So I'm back at the post office to legally serve more documents for this Supreme Court appeal. Except this time, I have my phone recording in my shirt pocket, hidden in plain sight. Now, Maryland is a two-party consent to record state, and prosecutors can arbitrarily charge you for felony wiretapping. Go ask my brother, the angry vet. This is the angry veteran. He's under 8 felony investigations for videotaping at the VA. Anyway, we're back, pocket recording in plain sight to see if maybe Mr. Safi's a little more talkative this time while we're shooting in vertical to keep our hands free to conduct our transaction. Mr. Safi, what's going on? How you doing? Got some more manual overrides for you here today, buddy. Got some more manual overrides for you. Let's do the easy ones first. Did you end up checking out poster 7?
Again?
Did you end up checking out poster 7, documenting transactions?
Nah, he doesn't need to do that. He's, he's he's just so inept. I believe he's also just incompetent too. He just wants to put in the wrong address for some reason. Doesn't want to do these overrides. He's lazy, is what I think.
It's poster 7. It's rules and regulations regarding conduct inside the United States postal offices.
I know this one, but it's like this is the things is here. You can the things is you cannot record it, make any pictures or anything. You cannot do this one inside the building.
Okay,
Well,
now I get it. He spoke. He spoke.
Now, Cliff. Once again, I've got to do it. Why? Why do these people think that they can come in, stick a camera, and record everything that people are doing while they're at work? Can't you just let these poor people do their job?
Well, he just had the previous, explained about the previous video where he went in, and this guy did not want to do the override. He didn't want to do his job correctly. And so that's why you have to record them, because they're inept, incompetent, and they don't want to do their job, and they want to whine about a camera. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Really? Well, you should check poster 7.
Outside also you cannot do it.
Right there on.
You can't do it. And he's asking him, did you read poster 7? Because in poster 7 it says that you can do it. So the guy literally doesn't know his own job, Nikki. Come on.
But, just like Juggalassus said, Why should he do any work? He knows he won't be fired. There's plenty of cameras in the post office anyway. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you do have you ever done a public records request to get camera footage from a post office?
Yeah. Hey, you're making it very hard for me to play the devil's advocate here, Cliff.
Yes, I am.
Is poster 7, and that's where it says you can. Specifically, that's if there was an issue with it. I mean, you should have checked poster 7 on the wall before. Like, I literally had to video record you so that you would manually enter it. I've been doing this for 5 years, sir.
Okay,
Wow.
so if they're going to receive it, your mail is going.
And it's not if they're going to receive it. They already received it. It's already logged on to the Supreme Court appeal. Everyone else in the 5 years that I've been doing this did a manual entry like you're doing right now. That almost prevented me from mailing a Supreme Court appeal. That was the last legal day. You're just going to shrug your shoulders?
He just shrugs his shoulders. This is a Supreme Court appeal. I don't think most people know the importance of that. This guy is just shrugging his shoulders like, hey, no big deal. I'm a federal worker. I don't care.
Well, I mean, hey, so it's a Supreme Court appeal. I mean, it's just a piece of mail to him. It could be, I don't know.
He's just obtuse about it.
It could just be somebody's birthday card, and who cares? It's just a piece of mail.
Well, he told him what it is. So
it's still just a piece of mail to him.
Yeah.
He's just a postal worker. That's all they handle.
Yeah, he gets paid good dollars to do his job correctly. So there we go.
Is that it?
I got the last word.
It's kind of a big deal for me. That's it's a Supreme Court appeal.
Red button.
Thanks. Hi, man. Are you the postmaster?
I am.
Oh, okay.
How can I help you, dear?
Yes. Nothing. I'm a Poolsvillian. I love pools. Y'all have always run the tightest of ship. I come here to reliably mail documents because I'm fighting a Supreme Court case up in Pennsylvania.
Okay. We're at in Pennsylvania.
Out of Gettysburg. They hid my triple attempted murder and stabbing for one of their local cronies, so I'm dragging it in front of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Anyway, I come here. It's y'all have always been my rock.
I live in Fairfield.
Oh, yeah, Lincoln Square, Leonidas. Have you heard of me? I should have a card for you. Yeah. You know how Gettysburg's like really corrupt and rotten. Yes. Here, I'm a local veteran. I'm a Poolsvillian. They got stabbed by a local friend of the cops, and they hid it all. They lost it at Walmart. Lost the CCTVs. Charged me with aggravated felony he pulled his pistol out on me. I'm prior service. I disarmed him of it, beat him with it, knocked him out, ran away. He chased me down with 2 hunting knives on Walmart CCTV right there in Walmart. And the cops lost it all, charged me with aggravated assault and let him plead out to disorderly conduct and then wiped it from his record like misdemeanor disorderly conduct. That turned me into a civil activist. And I've been up in Gettysburg exposing the corruption district. So that guy, Glenn Kessler right there that stabbed me and got away with it, he's got a fraudulent bankruptcy, and so does District Attorney Bryant Sinnott. Anybody that's in this racket can't go down. You remember Darlene Brown, our housing director, that was paying herself? She created 3 shell companies underneath her that was paying her each a salary each. That nobody in that racket can go down. Did you know that her son was incriminated with a pair of little girls, assaulting in a bad way a pair of little girls? Yeah, they lost all the evidence in that case. All the
sounds like the Clintons.
Oh, that was funny. I love that.
Sounds like the Clintons.
You know how many conspiracy theory online people call me and they're like, oh, it's the Clinton pipeline, Arkansas, Pennsylvania. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like Epstein level. It's Epstein level. But that's why Gettysburg's so corrupt. Anyone that's in this, like the economic development councils, which was the housing directory, like none of these people can go down. And I've been investigating it for 5 years. Seriously, that's disorderly conduct. This is after I disarmed him and ran away with the pistol. I knocked the rounds out and ran away to the front of Walmart with the pistol. This is on right where the tape is on the walls, showing you, how tall the perps are. And he comes and chases me down with 2 hunting knives. I pick up the only thing not nailed down to fend him off, which is this plastic cigarette butt holder, and fended him off until the cops showed up. And they.
So this was in the Walmart parking lot, right? So is he saying he couldn't even get the footage from Walmart?
It got lost.
It got lost. Or the cops didn't allow them to give up the footage to anybody but them. Wow. All right.
Charged us
2
both
cameras
with
caught it,
aggravated assault.
and cops
Never charged him with
refused to
stabbing me,
remit
assault with
to
deadly
record.
weapons, and then he got to plead out to disorderly conduct, and they gave him an illegal sentence of like.
Wow, that's amazing. That's just outrageous. That is outrageous. Said it didn't show they deleted the footage. Huh.
Special conditions afterwards that wipes it from his record. The program's ARD, Advanced Rehabilitative Disposition, but you're only allowed to give it to nonviolent offenders, and everyone's just like a first-time low-blow DUI that then gets it wiped. So it was completely illegal. Judge Thomas Campbell, he's and District Attorney, both District Attorney Brian Sinnott, they're both members up there at the American Legion. They're not even veterans; they're like sons of members. And so, because I asked the American Legion for help, and they turned me out. Sheriff Mueller, how y'all doing? How you doing, gents? I was wondering if y'all had a moment to help out a veteran that got stabbed here in Gettysburg and had the entire establishment covered up. And ejected me from the property on Veterans Day, asking them for help.
On the behalf of the Legion, because this is private property.
Right.
They have.
So they didn't even say thank you for your service or anything. They just kick you off the property. Okay. Veterans Day. Yeah.
Asked for us to ask you to leave.
Turns out, District Attorney Brian Sinnott and Judge Thomas Campbell, the one that approved of this illegal sentence and all this stuff, they hid my stabbing. They're members up there, so they turned all the veterans against me. Any idea what the hell's going on?
I don't know what his story is. He sounds like he has mental health issues.
You guys are tied into the police and the district attorney and the judge. Help hide my triple tested.
They always want to do that to us veterans too. We've got to be crazy if we're, questioning or bucking the system. They want a 51-50 all veterans. I think it's just sick.
Murder.
Could the reason be on that clip is because you guys know most of the quote unquote secrets of the government, and now that you're in the civilian world, you're exposing those secrets?
Well, I mean, some military veterans, especially in this day and age, probably have a lot more information than the civilian world, but I don't think it's enough to really. Corruption is proved when you're just a civilian and shit happens to you, and then but being a veteran, it's like something's got to be done about this. I mean, what do we sign up for when we swear the oath to the Constitution, and our government is so corrupt that we know the Constitution's not being followed? That's where we really it's not a good thing.
I have him on camera saying the state won't allow me to help you. They wouldn't believe the cold shoulder I'm getting from the American Legion Gettysburg Post 202 commander. But this is the actual true face of Gettysburg.
Department, and this is the department's stance. This is not from mine.
What departments?
The American Legion Department of Pennsylvania.
I have that on camera. They've ejected me. You would never hear anything about this. And that's Mr. Safi right there making the same exact error as last time, entering in the Supreme Court's P.O. box number instead of the zip code.
Oh, man.
Anyway, my point was I have to come down here.
I think I've heard of this. I think I've actually seen this.
Yeah, I have him on video. I bumped into him at the Aldi's, and he admitted to all that on video. Yeah. You got off with murder, pulling your pistol on me. Well, I'm sorry. Nothing's ever happened. So I'm
Well, I'm
dragging it
sorry
up into
about
the Supreme Court. But yeah, the reason I'm a traditional Poolsvillian. I grew up here, but I love this post office, and y'all are my rock. And I've had, you know, instances up there with that postmaster in Gettysburg. This is a complaint that I filed because I have missing mail from the federal courts.
Okay, that goes up to our Harrisburg office.
So I wonder if they've recruited the post office to mess with his mail. You know, it's funny to me that these post offices don't want cameras in there. They do not like cameras. Just about every post office you go, they don't want somebody coming in there with a camera.
Well,
I've never really thought about that until today. I mean, his mail's coming up missing all over the place. I don't trust the mail. I don't trust the mail.
isn't the post office part of the government? Isn't
Well,
the
it is.
government what we are trying to expose as being wrong because they're not following their own laws? So why wouldn't the post office be included in cover-ups, etc.?
And you notice that the postmaster here too is very interested in what's going on. She's out there. Postmasters don't come out. They leave all that stuff to the peons. But she came out. It's interesting.
Yeah, well, I've reported it now twice and nothing's moved on it. Cops! Postmaster was saying I was causing a problem. Again, called the freaking cops on me when the ones breaking.
So whenever you question things, and especially if you have a camera, they just call the cops because you got a camera, and they use that as an excuse to get you tossed out and trespassed.
The law, I'm handing him the documents. So I don't mail up there anymore. Thank you. Looks good. Anyway, so I came in to mail this off last Saturday with Mr. Safi here, and he wouldn't manually enter in, like, these addresses wouldn't override them, and it was the last day that I could mail those off legally, like on my 30-day mark for the Attorney General, and he wouldn't do it until I was forced, like 25 minutes. He was entering that PO box number as a zip code, and then to retaliate because I called him out on it. He wouldn't manually enter in the next ones.
Is there an override?
Right? So then I had to whip out my phone and start recording to make him, and he even says there was no manual override. I have him on video saying that. And then he changed his tune and ended up doing the manual override. Because I've been doing this case for 5 years as a pro se litigant. I've been mailing this. I know these go. And I mailed them off here before because y'all are my rock. But Mr. Safi was saying he couldn't do it, which was absolutely bizarre. And then he was also just said last time and this time
Mr.
here.
Safi said he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Gettysburg?
No, Mr. Safi, right here. I was here last Saturday to mail these off on my last day. And Mr.
So she doesn't even know who he is? I mean,
That was my question. You mean way over there? Isn't that her employee?
So, and he's got that accent too, so maybe he just snuck in and just started working as a federal worker because she doesn't know who he is. Either that or he's on purpose mispronouncing his name. I don't know. I don't see him doing that. It was a pretty serious conversation that he was having with her. So I don't.
Mr. Safi was trying to enter in the PO box number for
Oh,
the
his
zip code
name
for
is
like
clear
20
there.
minutes. You can review the film. It was last Saturday, like right at 9:30. And then, so that was hung up. And then finally he entered it in right. And then to retaliate, he wouldn't manually enter in the 16th floor Strawberry Square post number. He wouldn't do it. And then I had to whip out my phone and start recording that he wouldn't manually enter. And then he did.
Who did that?
I did. So, and then he was telling me that I'm not allowed to record in here.
Well, you're not supposed to, but I mean, we can.
I had to do it. But, and actually you are, if you check out poster 7,
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
the
but
internal
we're
member.
just not supposed to. We're supposed to report you to the
Do you want me to send you a copy? It's on my website. If you look up.
Wait.
It's my most recent
Wait.
So we're
Poster
supposed
7 says I can record,
Yeah.
but the
And that's all well and good,
postmaster.
she's saying. But she's saying that we're told to not really allow you to film. We're supposed to call FPS, which is the federal police. So were these people really getting directives from above, even though way above it says that you can film, and those are the rules on poster 7? Maybe middle management is telling people to call the authorities anyway, knowing that the poster 7 is in place. That's really strange. That the way she said that.
Yeah, because she said you got to call the inspector general or something like that, and
No,
it's like,
no, the FPS, which is Federal Police Services. That's
so
who is
okay.
jurisdictional for the Federal Post Office.
So, like Brandon said, is basically what she said is, per the postmaster of that post office, we're not supposed to acknowledge poster 7.
Yeah.
I wonder how many other government jobs have things hidden
Well,
like
every
that.
post office, most of the post offices are like that. They disregard poster 7 and call it the authorities anyway. And it's almost like behind the scenes, they're getting those directives, even though they know the rules of poster 7. That's very strange, and I think it's happening more often all over the country. So I think we might have to get active in. Now this is pretty recently too. I thought we put that baby to bed, but a lot of auditors were doing post offices a while back, and they finally all got in line. In fact, their upper sent out a memo and a training, a stand-up talk. Rogue talked about that, where they had a stand-up talk saying you got to follow poster 7 guidelines. But apparently, they're getting behind the scenes talks now, saying don't just call the authorities anyway.
And that's why it's important to support your local citizen journalists. They stand up to deliver you the news that's too good to go to print.
Hey, much love, y'all. I just wanted to thank the community that came out to support me. We got Annapolis audit.
He's living a parallel life as me, exposing the corruption in Annapolis.
We got First Capital Transparency. Hey, Chief, I'll trade you straight up my 2002 Saturn for that there.
He's a really interesting guy, and he's got these full clips of this event up on his channel.
And we got Fan Dan over here.
Sorry, Dan, I meant to say Spartan. Dan and First Capital Transparency are fantastic representatives of the good people of Pennsylvania trying to make change. And Coke Dog did make the picture, but he showed up and filmed. Go subscribe to his channel so he can go live next time.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Much love from nothing but love for this community. Thank you.
Cold day to be out.
We're out here. We back each other. Much love, y'all. Thank you.
Wow, this is an amazing story. Thanks for sharing that with us, Lincoln Square. And I'll show your stuff anytime you need us to. We know you're shadow banned, and that ain't cool. And there's a reason they're doing it, and you guys just saw the reason they're doing it, and you know that they have a part in it. It's not just a YouTube thing. They've probably convinced YouTube to do this. And please share this if you know some bigger channels. And thanks for everybody being in here. Thanks to my mods for putting in the links, especially for Lincoln Square. I'm going to go ahead and play the outro, and we're gonna see you guys on Sunday at 1:30 Central. That's when we'll have our next show.
In the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we stand together, hand in hand. the same through the trials and the tests. We'll always give our best through the storms and the darkest night. We'll shine our light, we'll stand and fight for the ones we love, for the ones we've lost. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll bear the cost. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. Through the storms and the darkest night, we'll shine our light, we'll stand and fight for the ones we love, for the ones we've lost. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll bear the cost. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. In the quiet of the night, we'll keep the watch, we'll hold on tight. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll stand tall. Together we'll rise, together we'll fall. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. In the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we'll stand together, hand in hand, watching over the sacred in the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we'll stand together, hand in hand, watching over this sacred land.